2026 is going to be the year of the human backlash. We humans are getting tired about what we get from AI. In a sense, the amount of rubbish that is inundating the social network, it starts to feel like, okay, enough, I need some real things. And at the same time, we start to see that AI is truly impacting the work. So we saw already a corporation firing insane amount of people because they replacing with AI, but sometimes they want to force the one that are part of the company to implement AI. So let me explain. We're going to also see during this video other elements of what is going to happen in 2026. But I want to make this clear. So at the moment, there is no real limit or restriction for a corporation to replace human with AI. There's nothing. Okay, there's no regulation. You can do it. So corporation has an incentive to do it now before it's too late. Okay, before they're gonna have some element of friction, cost, and whatever. Okay, so the better do it now than later. Therefore, what's the strategy here? Okay, and if there is one thing that Elon Musk show us with the D.O.G.E program is from engineering point of view, optimization is done by making mistakes. In the sense, you have to cut as much as possible and go over what you think is correct. Okay, so make the mistake of overcutting. Why this is important? Because if you don't overcut, you don't know what's the limit of the optimization. So you need to cut more than you thought and more than actually you need. Because at that moment, now you know, okay, I can't survive with this amount of cuts, so I need more human. So I'm going to hire back. But now you have two things. First of all, found the threshold. Okay, the real threshold, not hypothetical, no an opinion, the real threshold. Now, what you're gonna hire is the right people from the right position. So that is technically, engineerily, from the engineer point of view, is the best way to do it. So we saw this lesson, okay? So the CEO of those corporations saw it, learned, and say, okay, that makes sense. Now, let's do it now. Let's do it before it's too late. Before government are gonna put some friction on us. And before the backlash is gonna be so big that it's gonna impact the image of the company. So Amazon, boom, just fired thousands of people. Okay, just recently this happened. 2026, we are going to see this in an acceleration. There is, like I said, there is an incentive, and there is also the fact that the AI is getting more and more closer to a moment that it can replace some humans. Okay, some human can be already replaced through AI and other kind of optimization, but some other can be replaced by a human plus AI. A human plus AI can do a job of a team. Okay, they can produce as much of a team of a few people. So already, with the right human and with the right AI, this cut is gonna happen. So this is happening. Okay, we will see it. What from us human? What are our strategy? The strategy is that one. Okay, what are ours? So ours is it's moving phases. Okay, first, don't be the one that you get cut out. Okay, and it's easy to say, sometimes it's not up to you, because if your job is one of those one that can be easily replaced, then you're gonna be replaced. Okay, but what you can do, and you need to evaluate this yourself, is, can I learn to use AI to a level that I'm gonna be the one that is stay within the company? Okay, I'm not gonna be the one that get cut out. I'm gonna explain also for those people that are gonna be cut out what the strategy. But for the people that are in the moment that is, I'm gonna be cut out, basically fired by this company or not, what you need to do is become the one that you don't get fired. Okay, so become good on using AI, implementing AI in your work, so you produce more than what you could have produced by yourself. And sounds somehow scary and complicated, but it's possible. Okay, so let's look this more into the details. So you first step is implement AI, learn how to use AI. Remember that this learning is done while paid by a corporation. Okay, so you are financing your learning in two ways. One, in the sense they pay for it. Second, you apply your learning. That is the best way to learn. So you can make mistakes, and it's not your company. Okay, you can test, try, experiment on real thing. That is better than university. Okay, so leverage this moment. This moment is where you need to take initiative and say to your manager, to your company, whatever it is, your position, and say, let's do more with AI. Okay, so push yourself forward. Okay, you learn from on their skin and with their money. Best way to learn. Why paid for your work and so on, so you can still be part of something. The next step is when you become good. It's the idea is, how can I become also an entrepreneur? How can I get out of this scenario before I get fired? Okay, because sooner or later you're going to be replaced. Now, it's better to leave when you have a job, when you are control, when you decide to do it. Okay, so understand this scenario, become good at it, use what you learn to build your own business. We will see in this channel, we will talk about this part, but this is the strategy. 2026, it should be this strategy for you. For the people that get fired, okay, what's the strategy? That is a nightmare scenario, okay? Because now you are in a scenario where you can't learn on someone else's skin. You need to learn on your own skin. So, of course, find as soon as possible an alternative, okay? Because unless you have money to support yourself, you need to find an alternative. So find yourself an alternative, but find an alternative while learning AI. Find an alternative where you can apply what we were talking earlier, okay, where you can learn how to use AI and then you build your own business. Out of those company that you get fired, okay, you're going to be a bunch of people getting fired. Out of them, you can find other people, like-minded people, to say, okay, let's start our own business. That is a really good alternative. That can be a business that you offer to the company that fired you. Okay, so the problem that they have, remember this thing, is not they need to replace human as soon as possible. They don't want to be in a position where they can't fire anymore. Okay, so the thing is, what you could do is say, okay, company, you don't need to hire me, individual, but you hire these, whatever, 100 people, whatever number of people, through this company. Okay, so we offer a service to you, which means you can cut this service at any moment. What does this mean for you? First of all, you are basically, it's like you are still offering the same job, but as an external. It's not a better solution. It's not better for you, but you still have a job. Okay, and now you can learn AI. That is potentially the best strategy for you, because you solve this corporation a problem while you learn to run your own business. You learn how to use AI within their system, and you build something that one day can turn into something else. Okay, you always have in mind, okay, my business at the moment is the one to offer humans to this corporation. In the future, it could be still that one, but probably what you need to do is to implement something with AI. Okay, so it can be I give not just human that work for you, I give human with their custom AI that work for you. Okay, and then at one point will be I give this amount of human to run this massive area, branch, whatever things. Okay, so I mean, it's about research, it's about understanding your precise case scenario, but think about growth. It's not about I find a solution, now it's going to be fine forever. It's not going to be fine forever. Okay, it's going to just work for months. Okay, maybe a year, maybe two, but it's months. Okay, so if you don't keep innovating, it's gonna die. So this is the two things. that can happen. Okay, getting fired or stay within, and but both of them basically need to grow to a higher level. That is what I suggest to people that are employed by those larger corporation. If you have your own corporation, what happened in 2026? If you have your own business, it's a tough one because you are the one that is supposed to fire. Okay, so first of all, understand exactly how to optimize, because instead of thinking about firing, because you, in theory, if you have your own business, it's already kind of smaller, optimized. Okay, so optimize it as much as possible, implement AI as much as possible, but don't think about cut. Okay, because in reality, it's not the right moment to cut. Okay, what you need to think is how to expand. Okay, now with these, let's say, 40 humans, okay, we can do this. What can we do with 40 humans and 40 AI agents that work for us? What is possible to do? Okay, that is the mentality you need to gain. Because why those huge corporations are basically at the limit of what they can do. It's really hard to expand for them, okay? It's possible, they're doing it, but it's really hard because they're really huge. For you, grow, it's not that complicated, okay? It's not as complicated as them, let's say. So you need less money, you need smarter idea, a better way of working. Optimizing means on one side save money, but at the same time it means saving time, and you can reinvest that time in something else. So think about expand. How can I grow with AI? And grow with AI is not like linear thinking, because AI lives in a digital world. Okay, digital world means exponential growth. Okay, this is what happened in human when we start using digital. Okay, before was physical. So just to give you an example, you need to print a vinyl. For every vinyl would be one buyer. Okay, so you need to distribute. You do a lot of physical things. So if you want to sell more, you need to print more. Okay, 1-to-1. Okay, linear. Digital world, now you have your music on Spotify. You recorded the music once, you play it on the hard drive once, and now that music can be played by millions of people. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's 100 or millions or 10 millions, it doesn't matter. Okay, your cost basically of producing the song, distribution is the same. That is what digital can do, exponential growth. I'm simplifying, but this is the idea. Okay, now with AI, you have in the same thing. You need to think about exponential growth. What can be? What can I do in some specific thing? So now this is it's not a consultancy session. I do this separately, but this is how you should think about implementing AI. So don't replace human, empower, make those humans learn how to use AI, use these new team members, okay, these artificial synthetic team members to grow your business, expand. But think about how can I expand exponentially that I couldn't do before. Okay, where I can go where it was not possible before. Now, there's a lot to talk about this 2026, okay? Because this 2026 is the year that things are gonna change, okay? People are gonna put resistance to this AI. We need to build the right culture. It's not resistant to the AI. It's the resistance to the wrong intent, okay? AI is a tool that we can use for our benefit. If we use it to fire people, to create content that we don't like, then we feel it's the backlash. Okay, if you use this tool for medical research and resolving amazing problems and so on, everybody's happy. Okay, nobody's gonna complain. Cancer is being erased because the AI find the cure. Nobody's gonna complain about that. So it is about thinking in a way that is how can we do this in a way that help humanity, and therefore help also think about the corporation point of view. If you use AI in the wrong way, you're gonna get the backlash on you. So your image is gonna go down. Your people are not gonna buy your product and so on. If you use AI in the way that is actually empower people, help people, and provide a better solution, then everybody's happy. It's not easy, need reflection and so on. Now, what else is going to happen this 2026? 2026, looking at the corporation point of view, they're going to have a fight. So while I'm thinking about this corporation, I want to also say what's happening to, before we go there, I want to say what's happening to the individual and really small company, okay? Because that is a different scenario that I forgot I wanted to say. So if, let's say, you are an artist, an artisan, you have a small shop and so on, what is happening? It's happening that is something kind of weird is going on. Okay, while corporations are working on quantity, okay, you must be working on quality because you can't compete on quantity against AI. Okay, AI is gonna be much faster than you, so it's not about speed. Can produce much more than you can, so cannot be about quantity. But on the quality, you win. Okay, you must become a master of your skill. Okay, be really good. If you're a musician, if you make bread, if you make whatever you do, become extremely good. Okay, become unique. It's about, think about creating luxury. And luxury is not just about something that costs a lot of money. Okay, luxury is the quality of what you're building. So you make bread, make it amazing one. Okay, you make music, create amazing music. Okay, create live performance that are experiences. Okay, people want to come to this ritual, to those events that are amazing. Okay, that is what you can offer. So if you are a small one, it's all about quantity, human connection, community building. That is your strength. Okay, this is how you can survive AI. And don't look at AI as an enemy. Okay, it's the real problem is not the technology, is the people that use it. Okay, so don't see AI as the problem. AI is something that you can use to automate some part of your work in a way that you can remove the things that distract you from creating quality. Okay, that is the strategy. Implement AI in a way that you are sovereign, that you don't diminish the quality of your work, but you remove the waste time doing something that is completely boring and can be automated. Okay, so look into that thing so you can dedicate more time to your research and development, to mastering your craft, to provide the best service and product and so on to your community. So that is what the small individuals should do. I mean, everybody should do it, but this is the strength of those really small entities, from individual to really small company. Now, going back to the those large corporations, what's happening worldwide, okay? And so what we have are corporation like Google, Amazon, sorry, including Amazon, but what I want to say is Google, OpenAI, Microsoft, Anthropic, and XAI. So those large companies are gonna fight to get the land. Okay, by land I mean we human. Okay, we are the land for them, and they want to acquire as much as land as possible, so we start using their product and produce for them. Okay, we are the farmers that make the land create goods, and then we pay the fee for them. So that's what they want. Now the fight is gonna get in 2026 is gonna become brutal. Okay, this is because it's become clear who is winning here, and who is winning is the usual bigs. Okay, so it's Google and Microsoft for in two different ways. So Google is winning because he has the know-how, he has the technology, he has the vision, he has the tools, he has the network, he has the community, he has everything. Okay, it's has everything that is needed to win this race, and they're probably gonna win. Why Microsoft? Microsoft has a different thing. Okay, Microsoft is the through Windows and their system basically are the most used AI corporation software inside corporations. Okay, so that connection allows them to have access to frictionless access to a lot of company. Okay, that is where they probably want to place themselves. Okay, find services that provide that help their already existing clients. Google works in a different way. I mean, we use as an individual, we use in the company, in schools sometimes and so on. So they are competing with each other, but they have some differences. Now, those are already well positioned. They're going to be the winners. Okay, but what we're going to see in 2026, company like OpenAI is going to be struggling, because once you see who is going to win, why you would invest the money on a company that is probably not going to win? Okay, at the beginning it was clear. OpenAI was the first one, had 70% of the market, so it was winning over everybody. So give money, okay, keep winning. Great. Now, when we see that it's not happening anymore, and this year we realize this, now, as an investor, probably you're gonna first diversify, second, maybe not even invest on OpenAI. So, OpenAI can only survive through investment. It's not like Google; they earn money, and therefore they can bring money inside and pay for the research and development for AI. OpenAI only can survive through investment. So when the investment is going to go down, they're going to be in trouble. 2026, I believe this is the year that they're going to be in trouble. Anthropic, what it's doing is really focusing on people that do coding. At the moment, they are the best in that part. So they're going to hold that position. They're going to fight to stay in that position. It's going to last, I don't know. It's 2026, we're going to see what's the future of Anthropic. There is a third element. Okay, let's call about Apple Computer. So they are a company that at the moment is kind of behind in AI. I think their best move, there are two best moves that they can do. One, use Gemini. Okay, so basically take the competitors' AI to power their system, because in the worst scenario they're gonna be as good as Google. So Android and iPhone are gonna have the same quality of AI. So at the end, the fight is not on the AI anymore. Okay, in somehow they put themselves in a safe position. So use Gemini is a safe bet, which they might take. Okay, for me, it's a 70% they're gonna go in this direction. Another direction is the sovereign one. I'm gonna buy Anthropic. I'm gonna buy maybe OpenAI, maybe more OpenAI than Anthropic. So they're gonna OpenAI is gonna collapse because of lack of investment, so on, devaluated, and boom, they're gonna acquire OpenAI. They get OpenAI team, everybody inside, and not everybody, probably no, not the CEO, Sam Altman, but they're gonna take most of the team and bring it inside the Apple computer, start the new series called whatever, maybe ChatGTP, and they're gonna start their journey. On one side, it could be sovereign about the AI. It's really extremely important. At the same time, it's really risky, because we'll be then be able to actually be better than Google. I don't think so. That is the thing. This is I think what they are discussing at the moment. If we become sovereign, can we beat Google? And so investing billions to then lose, it's not a really good strategy. So at the moment, it's early anyway, because OpenAI is still fine, so it's not possible to acquire. So I think Apple is waiting for the right moment to take the right action. At the moment, for me, the best thing that I can do is get Gemini. Okay, it's true you pay cost, you finance your enemy, and so on, but that put them in a scenario where they're not gonna lose, which is the real risk here. So having something that is similar means you're not losing, you stay in the game, and you have time, you buy time to see if OpenAI or whatever other scenario can happen. And so this is what we're gonna see, I believe, in 2026. The backlash is happening, and be smart about it. Thanks for staying until the end. Like and subscribe, and see you not next year, but see you soon. Ciao.